YouTube? My Cowboys family, bringing you guys the latest update on the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, if you are just joining us here for the first time, we do these short news recap streams, give you guys all the information. Then shortly after that, you can join us for our discussion stream. We'll be discussing everything we just talked about and more. So guys, thanks for joining us here. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and let's jump right to it. So, baby, what's the latest on the Cowboys?
Well, guys, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard already, injury updates. The injury report came out today. Definitely some concerns. We're going to go through that right now here. First and foremost, let's start off with Des Bryant. You know, he was limited today at practice as we expected. He looks okay for the game. I'm trying to see here. It's basically Des is listed as questionable officially for the game on Sunday. He was limited in today's practice. Good spirits, moving around well, guys.
Dancing on the field in practice, so
he'll be out there playing against the Falcons. We know that for sure. Now, Tyron Smith, the other angle of things, kind of the other situation. He actually did practice today. He was limited. Actually, let me rephrase that. He did not practice today. He did no practice, even though they said that there is still a chance. He's listed as questionable. So let me rephrase that, guys. He did not practice again. 3 days in a row, he did not practice. That's really not good news.
Yeah, and of course, Chaz Green has been working with the offensive line. So definitely expect Tyron Smith to continue to be questionable and most likely out for this Falcons game.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't bank on him playing this week.
Yeah.
He didn't practice the whole week. He's questionable for Sunday. And what a lot of people are saying is that he's basically a big question mark. I mean, here's what Stephen Jones, the Cowboys VP, son of Jerry Jones, said on the radio today, that Tyron Smith, his back and his groin are the reasons why we don't know if he's going to be able to play on Sunday. It's a concern whether he'll be able to go or not. So whether or not even if he plays, it's still a concern for the next game and the rest of the season.
Exactly.
With Tyron Smith's back. So something to think about when it comes to maybe who do we pick up in the future. We might need to find someone to replace Tyron Smith sooner than later in the next couple of years.
What kind of moves the Cowboys make. So definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah, he said they haven't ruled him out. So he's definitely still has a chance to play. Don't count on it, though. He said he's certainly a big question mark. And when the Cowboys front office people say that, usually means they're not going to play, guys. Now, on another guy who we thought the whole week he was going to play, Chidobe Awuzie.
So he's been back in practice.
Yeah, full practice.
Everything we've seen, he's ready to go.
Now, he was listed as questionable today after on the injury report, basically. And the concerning thing was that, he was, again, full participant, third day in a row. But unfortunately, the word is that Awuzie, and this again from Stephen Jones, they'll probably give Awuzie another week before returning him back. So again, a disappointment for all Cowboy fans. They want to see this rookie produce, get out there and help those cornerbacks, and even help at safety as well. Where it's definitely anybody we get out there right now, and a rookie who has great potential like Awuzie, the less time he's on the field, the worse it is for his progression, and the worse it is for him to get used to the experience of playing with Sean Lees and Anthony Hitchens
I would have liked to see him at least one time before we play the Eagles, but it does look like the Eagles will be his game back into the NFL, guys. We'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, just as you were saying earlier about Chaz Green, he's ready. This is a quote. He said he's ready for the opportunity to start left tackle on Sunday against the Falcons if Tyron Smith can't play. So again, guys, I wouldn't be too worried for one game about this Tyron Smith situation with Chaz Green playing as long as he stays healthy. If not, if something happens to him in the game, then we
definitely have some problems, guys.
We'll have Byron Bell in there to hold it together for us, hopefully. But if he doesn't hold it together, and he hasn't really shown that he's able to do that left tackle, I think he does the left guard a little better. Left tackle, we don't know yet, and he's going to be guarding the blind side of Dak. They might move someone like La'el Collins over. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but let's just hope nothing happens to Chaz Green and his fragile, hips and whatever else issues he always has.
Thankfully, him not playing that left guard spot has really saved him up, kept him healthy exactly for this moment. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, now, another defensive player, Byron Jones, just a quick little side note, guys. He was fined $12,000 for the unsportsmanlike conduct play after the Tyreek Hill,
when he took his helmet
Hail
off?
Mary pass. Yeah, he took his helmet off and he threw it. And so that's why they fined him. Taking it off, he got a penalty in the game for that, for unsportsmanlike conduct.
But
throwing it is why he got suspended. The extra, not suspended. He got fined to $12,000. That's a big fine. Just wanted to throw that in.
Cowboys this year so far. They've had some big, heavy fines. I think DeMontre Moore had one for that. that play earlier against the Redskins for Kirk Cousins.
But, the helmet.
You know,
now let's jump over to the Falcons, guys, real quick, because the Falcons have a bunch of injuries the whole week. They had Devontae Freeman, he was kind of like limited, and they had
Julio Jones as well.
Julio Jones, Grady Jarrett, Matt Bryant, Tack McKinley, Desmond Trufant, all these guys who are all starters at some level. Another Andy Levine, the offensive guard. All these guys were limited, or did not practice, they were off and on the whole week. The biggest question mark was Julio Jones. But today, guys, he was limited, and he's officially listed as nothing on the list. He's playing.
Yeah.
So he's going to be playing, guys. He's in there. The only guys that were listed was, it looks like here, Andy Levine, which is not Levine, Levitri or something like that. He's the guard. I think he's their starting guard. He has a knee issue. He was limited in practice for 2 days. He's questionable for this game. Either way, I wouldn't really worry too much about him. They're all kind of average on the offensive line, so whether he's there or not, obviously it would help, but
it's not going to be a major difference.
It's not going to be a make or break, yeah. And then you have the only other guy who's out for 100% sure is Duke Riley, linebacker. He's not a starter. He's a backup, but he helps out with some formations when they go, like let's say they go 3-4 and they have 4 linebackers. So he'll come in. He's not there. A small piece missing to the Falcons defense, but aside from that, guys, they really don't have any more injuries. So, you know, they're kind of, and Julio Jones was a big question mark. Yesterday, people were talking about him maybe not playing. Yeah. He's playing. Julio Jones is in.
Definitely expect to see him out on the field this Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to have, you know, Jordan Lewis on him and Skandrick.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, we're going to have a bunch of guys covering and watching because he is dangerous, guys. And we're going to go into a lot more in the discussion thread stream after this
about how we feel about those one-on-one matchups and what the Cowboys can do to make up for that.
Who's going to guard who? Who's going to guard who on defense, on our defense to their offense, and the different schemes we're going to run and things to watch for. When it comes to the ranks that they have, as far as the way they rank on offense and rushing and passing, and the way that their defense ranks against the run and against the pass, we're going to go through that a little bit more. We did it yesterday a little bit. We're going to probably touch on that again later in the discussion live stream.
So make sure to join us for that shortly after this. Yeah. And if you are watching this on the replay, guys, make sure to go ahead and go back and watch it if you do want some more details, and make sure to hit like and subscribe. Yeah, there's a couple other guys here. Now, Geoff Swaim, guys, he was thrown onto the injury report today, awaiting the results of an MRI on his knee, on his right knee. He was unable to practice on Friday. He probably will be held out of this game against the Falcons. Now, again, guys, you know, mind you, okay, he's your tight end, he's your third tight end. You got Witten, you got Hannah, and then you got Swaim. But the Cowboys run a lot of 3 tight end packages depending on the plays that they want to do. So not having one of these tight ends that does a pretty decent job blocking, you know, receiving wise, he's done a little better this year too. So guys, we're going to feel the pain of not having Geoff Swaim out there every once in a while.
A slight pinch for sure. Because again, guys, now we're going to have that Blake Jarwin.
Who got moved up from the practice squad not long
The reason
ago.
the Cowboys kept him was to keep him from going to the Eagles. So the fact that now he's going to be that third tight end, he's going to have to block. And hopefully, you guys, you got to remember.
Step up to the plate.
Yeah, but now think how many guys we're stepping up to the plate here. We got Tyron Smith on the left, all right? You got our third tight end who's got, you know, Blake Jarwin's never even played for the Cowboys right on the field.
We're missing Ezekiel Elliott, so we have 3 new running backs who are going to be, not new, but they'll be taking over.
Right, so we're going to have like 3 major positions on offense that we're just depleted on, guys. And depleted, but I mean depleted is that we're going right from these superstar, I wouldn't say, obviously, what's his name? Geoff Swaim's not a superstar, but he's a vital part of our blocking schemes for our running game. And we're missing Tyron Smith. Obviously, we know he's vital for both running and passing.
Yes.
And you know we have Zeke. He does it all. He's your superstar element running back, the big play guy. We're missing that in our running backs. Aside from that, though, we have a lot of things that we're gonna, we'll be able to do with these 3 guys. And I think we're not gonna lose that much of a step. We're gonna lose those 10 or 12 tough yards throughout the game, but watch for him to really produce, all 3 of those guys to produce against the Falcons this weekend and the next 5 games if needed with Zeke gone. We'll discuss that a lot more in our live stream.
That's right.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to see. One last thing, guys, about Rico Gathers. I know everyone's excited about him. Always talk. Every week we get questions. Rico, he's going to play this week.
Back?
Yeah, guys, he's probably not. My prediction, I said this yesterday, he's not going to come back. He's probably going to stay on IR, but Jason Garrett did say that next week the team's going to they're trying to get him more involved. Rico Gathers more involved in the offense next week with the team. That's per Jason Garrett. So, he's going to be in meetings, but he didn't say he's going to practice. So we'll see if it's going to actually pan out where he's at. But I believe he'll probably see some meetings and do some stuff. Probably not going to practice. He's probably going to stay on IR. I know that deadline's coming quick for him, whether he has to stay on IR or be active. So look for him to be put on IR probably next week. But hey, if something happens and he gets on the 53, that's even better.
Exactly.
We'd love to see
Let's
him on
what you got, Rico, because we were excited in training camp, and you know, all of you guys have been asking about Rico. We're just as excited to see him out on the field.
Yeah, and guys, a side note here, NFL news. Yesterday's Cardinal Seahawk game, as you saw, we did our picks.
Yeah,
I did my picks. She picked the Seahawks too, guys. We all picked the Seahawks. They didn't win.
But what a match! It was really like a back and forth.
Yeah, but the bigger deal in that was the injury, guy. The injuries that came out from that game. There was a couple of Seattle Seahawks that were injured, major guys, but nobody more important than Richard Sherman, guys. That's a guy we were thinking about maybe trying to make a trade for. A lot of Cowboy fans wanted to get him. We know he's very vital part of that Seattle defense. And guys, he has season-ending surgery today after tearing his Achilles in yesterday's win against the Cardinals. So we kind of assumed that. You see him on the sideline talking, and he's saying it's torn. So we knew he was probably going to miss the season. It's just been confirmed earlier today. So just want to pass that along to all the NFL fans and people like Stronger King that's on there probably watching the Seahawks.
That's right. So all of our Seattle Seahawk fans, you know, wishing Sherman a speedy recovery. He will be out for the rest of the year. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and, you know, just finalizing this whole news report update. Just the Zeke thing, guys. Just a thing to think about before we go into our discussion. Zeke, basically our team, our offense, converts 90% of the time. When it's third or fourth down, we convert the first down. 90% of the time.
I mean, can any other team in the NFL boast a stat anywhere close to that?
I should rephrase that. It's really on third and short, fourth and short. Yeah. So it's really short yardage, third and fourth downs. We're 90%, guys.
But those are still, again, those aren't guarantees. Lots of teams struggle with getting those short downs.
The league average is 68%. 68% in the same situation. We're 90%. So run the ball, guys. Jason Garrett, run the ball this weekend, all right? I don't care who's back there. Run the ball.
Exactly. But how much of that was Zeke? How much of that was the Cowboys' offensive line? Join us in our discussion.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can hear all about it.
And we're definitely going to miss Zeke, but it's definitely far from over for us, guys. So keep your heads up. And guys, about 20 or 30 minutes or so, or maybe even less, make sure you jump back on here. Hit your notification bell if you haven't already. If you're new, hit subscribe and then hit the notification bell. And definitely hit that like button, the thumbs up button on the stream. It helps us out.
It's the best way to support our channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always...
Go Cowboys!
We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're going to catch you actually on the stream here very shortly, guys. So we'll talk with you guys shortly. Peace out. We love you. See you soon. Go Cowboys.